everybody. I am going a little bit early because we got home we just closed on some property. We just bought a piece of land. What? It's been a big day and we have more things happening later, but we're hopping on to say hi. I hope you've enjoyed the party. It's been a lot of fun for me. And the ordering deadline is fast approaching. So if you're still planning on making a purchase, get those done soon. This is Ryan. Ryan is my number 4 child out of 5. So he's not my youngest, but the youngest cannot be trusted on live camera. And this one, we'll see. We'll see what happens. He promises to be a good, happy, serious boy and not a goofball. But you know how 4-year-olds are. Some of you do. I have a new stylist kit here that I'm going to show off, and I was just going through all of your questions, and there are some really good questions. I always would say reach out to your actual stylist that you'd be joining with to answer most of your questions, but I'm going to go through them real quick and answer some that are super easy to answer. So here we go. Should we show them what they get in the kit? So this is a new stylist kit. It costs $129. I will say that you do pay shipping and tax on this. So when it's all said and done, it ends up being about $150. And it'll vary a little based on your tax where you live. Okay, so this is your new stylist kit. I am a regional training for corporate in my area, so they gave me a stylist kit to use just to show people. So this isn't mine, but it's on loan from corporate. So the first thing you'll get, okay, that's good. Good boy, good boy. Show them what this is. This is a tote bag to keep all of your stuff in that you get. Has a zipper on the top. So you get a tote bag to keep it all in. You get like a manual that shows your compensation plan, and it's actually a little bit of a workbook to kind of get you going, to kind of give you those first few steps to get started. And you have some other things, like if you want to frame this for a vendor event or something, a how to apply sheet. There's a couple of those things. But what you really came here to see is the actual product that you get. So you'll have this tray in the box, and it'll have all of your sets and samples and some nail files. These are literally my favorite nail files. They're the Color Street ones that come in a little case. And you can buy more of these as a stylist once you are set up. And you get 13 sets for that cost. So I'll show you which ones came in this one. Now the types of sets that I'm going to show you, the types, like whether it's French, solid, glitter, nail art, pedicure, or petite, those stay. The quantity will always be the same for all of the styles, but the actual set will change. But they don't vary too much from these. Like, I will say that Tokyo Lights is still in the new stylist kit, and it was when I joined, and it probably will be forever because it's a favorite. So I'm going to just quickly show you which sets I got in this kit. So we have, for our petite styles, we have the Goodnight Hiss, we have Tiny and Shiny, we have, which I think is the one that was demoed earlier in the party. We have Flora Good Time, Tokyo Lights. This is Charleston Blush. We have At the Plaza. We have Your Corally Invited. That's a glitter set. We have Rose All Day. We have Nuclear Fusion. That's our ombre. Water You Up To. We haven't done yet. Yeah. Moon River. Oh, this is totally sold out online, or it was. I don't know if it still is. Brazilian Air, which is a pedicure set, made for toes but works for fingers too. And City of Love is a French set. So you get one set of French, one pedicure, 2 petite, and then the rest are either solid glitter or nail art, but it'll always be the same amount of each style. You get 72 samples. These samples are amazing because there's not a lot of companies where sending a sample for someone to try only costs 1 stamp, and it's so easy to pack around, like in your purse or wherever. So being able to share the product with people is super easy because you have these 2-finger testers, and they don't cost a ton of money. You get 72 to start with, and then you can buy more or earn more with your Jumpstart rewards. In fact, I have rarely ever had to pay for samples because I've consistently recruited new stylists on my team. So that's really cool. So you get the 2 nail files and the 2 buffer blocks. Now you can use these for yourself, or you can use them as like little incentives as you get your business started. You can have some giveaways where, you know, they get a new file, or they get, you know, some people will say, I'll give you, add friends to my group and I'll give you a few samples, or I'll give you even a full set. You can kind of do what you want. You also get, I forget the amounts, but you get a decent amount of catalogs. I want to say 25, but I'm not positive. Maybe someone knows and can comment. And then our brand new opportunity brochure. This is for people who are interested in learning about the opportunity to host and as well as join your team. So that's really cool. And then you get some other little supplies, like the little nail files that can fit in, like with your samples. 2 packs of those, and then a pack of the orange sticks that we use sometimes for pushing your cuticles back and maybe trimming the edge of the nail strip if they're a little too big. And then you get some nail polish remover pads, which are really handy if you're at a party or an event and you have someone say, oh, but I already have this polish on. I'd want to take it off first. Then you can quickly bust out one of these and take off their polish that they have on. And then nail prep pads to help you apply your samples to people when they don't have access to wash their hands or something like that. So that's everything that comes in your kit. It's a really great value because, as you know, the sets all by themselves pay, like if you sold each set individually, they more than pay for the kit. So there's really not a lot of risk involved. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out my phone that has the post pulled up that was posted where you asked some questions. All right, so here we go. What is the cost to sign up? Even though I said it, I'm going to say it again. It's $129.
I want to sit on your lap. Mom.
Okay, it's $129 plus shipping and tax, which ends up being about $150. Is it your main job? I know people where they have joined and they've gotten it to a point where they were able to quit their full-time job. That is totally possible for anyone that is willing to put in the effort and the time and work it like it's a real business and like they want it to be their full-time job. So that is totally possible, but most people that work direct sales and most people in Color Street don't do it as their main job. It's either a part-time job for someone like me who's a stay-at-home mom, or it's in addition to their full-time job or part-time, their other part-time job. So for most people it's like that, but it definitely has that potential. Okay, sales requirements. You don't have to, there's no minimum in order to get a rebate. Your rebate is, it starts at 25% for every set, every dollar sold. So if you sell one set for $13, the very next Thursday you get paid back 25% of that sale. So there's no minimum to get paid that base commission. All right, so there's no minimum to get paid. Now, you do have to sell a certain amount to stay active. Color Street is we very much want to support stylists that are trying to build a business. And so if you are just in it for the discount, that's totally fine, but you will have to sell at least $300 in a single month every 6 months. So if you were to have a big party for Mother's Day and a big party for Christmas to make some sales every 6 months and stay active, then you could totally do that. But our business model is tailored for people who want to consistently work their business. So you don't have to hit that number every month, but you will find that if you are working your business consistently, that $300 minimum a month will become fairly easy. Okay, another question about cost of sign up. So keep going. How many hours a week do you typically work on Color Street things? So this is obviously going to vary very much for people, and you're going to hear a different number. And the truth is that if anyone else is like me, you might not really even know how much time you spend, because some of your time is going to be spent on your phone, some of it's going to be casual. But I will tell you how much I work. Now, when I first joined, I might have worked more to get things set up. And there are times when I work a lot, when I have something time sensitive that I want to finish, like a mega party. But when I actually clocked my hours for a few weeks to be able to answer that question, it was about 10 hours a week. Now, I'm an executive director, which means I'll show you real quick. Our different ranks, because I know all direct sales companies are a little different as far as what they call things. So this is where you start as a stylist, and then an executive director is right here in the pink. Okay, so I'm up pretty high in the comp plan. There's 2 ranks above me, and so I work quite a bit. 10 hours a week is probably a good average, although there are weeks that I work more and there are weeks that I work a lot less. So it just depends on that. But I've done a lot of work to set myself up. I've been in the business for 2.5 years. So there's a lot of systems in place. I've had a lot of practice. And so if you were to do all the things that I do, it probably would take you more time in a week. So I'm just trying to tell you it will vary a lot. But just like someone else responded, Christy Martin responded to that question. She said, but you totally get out what you put in, and some ladies block out more time. I will say that with this kind of a business, an at-home business where you're the boss, that sounds great and awesome. But the problem there that a lot of people face is that they aren't good at pushing themselves to do things when they don't have to. And so in order to really be successful, you have to book it, you have to plan on it, you have to block the time out, and you have to commit to that. And so that's how you would see success, is actually blocking that time out and not just saying that I'll work 5 hours this week, but I have no idea when. And usually usually it gets pushed off, so you'd have to block it out. Okay, so how much is the discount? So the way that it works with Color Street, and there's a reason it works this way, is that we purchase at customer retail price, and we pay sales tax on our orders, and then we get a rebate in our payment system within a week. So I love that they do it this way, because whenever we have goals, like our bonus qualify, the $300 a month, that's considered bonus qualifying. When we have goals like that, or we have incentive trips we're trying to earn, or any other, like these strips we're trying to earn this month, we have to hit at least 400. Our purchases go towards those numbers. And if we were buying as like wholesale, they wouldn't go towards those numbers. So I'm really grateful that it's set up that way, so that when I buy for myself or to set up at a vendor event, that those purchases goes towards hitting my goals and the numbers that I want to hit. So let's see. Do you also get a discount when buying for yourself? You get their rebate. Do you have to keep inventory? Actually, you have seen from Polygage a couple times during this party, Polygage does not keep an inventory. Now, she has some sets that she's earned from hosting parties and such, but she doesn't keep an on-hand inventory to sell to her customers per se. I do. I keep 1 to 3 sets per color. And so I have a vast inventory of almost 500 sets. Now that is something I have built up over time. I didn't always have that many sets, but I like to have inventory. I like to be able to help out the stylists on my team when they are needing something that's out of stock. I like to have things for my customers. I like to be able to set up at vendor events, which I'm actually doing tomorrow. And so I choose to have inventory. But Polly is one of my highest ranked stylists and she does not. So you don't have to have inventory, and you don't even have to have inventory if you want to be successful. So that's totally up to you. And but you do get to host your own parties and earn free product just like your hostesses will. And so that's really cool. And we have other opportunities to earn free product as well, like the cherry bonbon sets that are happening this month. That happens on a regular basis where we get exclusive product just for us. What are the requirements to stay an active consultant? I kind of went over that already. Selling 300 in a month once every 6 months. Can you still do Color Street and keep a full-time job? There are tons of consultants that do. So yes, absolutely. But you would have to be vigilant about scheduling the time that you're going to work on Color Street. Sign up costs. Can you do in-home parties as well as online? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've done a few. I do most of my work online. My life just lends better to that. I'm sorry if he's distracting. And so, yes, absolutely. In-home parties are fantastic. They're super fun because the product is so easy to demonstrate. You actually get to physically put the nail strips on people. And if you have any sets on hand, they can buy them and take them right away. They don't have to be catalog sales. And so those usually go over really well. Our product lends really well to those. But like I said, online parties work great too because our samples send with one stamp. All right, that's enough. Our samples send with one stamp. And so it's easy. When I host parties online, I offer to send samples. And so it's really easy to let people demo the product, even though you're not local to them. I've already answered how much time I spend during the Color Street week. Live parties or primarily social media. I'm primarily social media. Monthly minimum. Website fee. The website is not included in your sign-up costs. This is very typical across direct sales, the industry. Very, very typical for the whole industry. Our website where customers can order costs money. So we pay $9.99 or $9.95 maybe a month to be able to have a website. We cannot opt out of this. This is something you'll have to have an active credit card on file that they draw from monthly. And if it's not working, then your site will be deactivated temporarily until you get your, a new credit card put in. They waive this fee for your sign-up month and your first full month of business. That way, if you want to kind of test the waters before making that commitment, you can still deactivate before you've been charged. I have never, ever blinked. I had turned a profit by the time I had to pay my website fee. So please don't let the website fee just detract you from joining because it's worth every penny. All right, is Color Street just another pyramid business? On paper, when you look at our comp plans and you look at like our trees of like our people below us, it can look a little like a pyramid, right? But it's not a scheme. It is multi-level. And so as you recruit people and then people recruit people, ideally it would end up looking kind of like that. What I love about Color Street is that as I recruit people on my team, once I'm up to the second rank above just being a bonus qualified stylist at team leader, I'm able to place my recruits strategically. And what that means is that I can recruit someone, they'll be on my first level, and then I can find a really good fit for them where they will have extra mentorship and more people will be invested in their success. And that way everyone does better.
Mom,
you want to be done? You can be done. You can be done.
Well, you can be done too.
Almost.
I want you to be
almost done. Unlock the door and you can go out.
That's
2 more minutes. Okay. You ran out of steam. And so it's really kind of awesome. It's very much set up so that we can be as successful as possible. They want us to rank up and hit those great income numbers. So yes. So, and also that keeps me invested in my stylists that join. It makes me want to see them have success. It makes me want to train them and teach them and set up modules for them to do well. And so it is a smart way for things to be set up. What are the requirements? We've talked about that. Most of my parties are held online. I would hate doing home parties. Yeah, they're not my thing either, unless the customer really wants to. And if the hostess really wants to, then they usually go well. If you're begging someone to host a home party, they can be kind of torture. So it just is about, if, you know, I think our product does really well at home parties. I feel like they're a lot more casual. There's not a lot of explanation that has to happen about the products. There's not really a big old demo or speech. You're really just casually letting people try the product. And so they can be really fun. There is not a trial period to join where you could get your money back. But in the fine print in our contract, there is a way to have Color Street buy back your sets. I think they have to be current styles. It's very fine print, but it's there. So yes, there are some options about that. If you could change one thing as a stylist, what would that be? Susan said I waited too long to join, and that's one I hear a lot from people. But if I could change one thing, like, I'm guessing this means like that the way the company does things. Sometimes I wish they gave us earlier notice when there's launches, but at the same time, I kind of like the surprise. I like being surprised as well. So usually when we announce catalogs or we announce specials, we just heard about it. Like, we don't usually get a heads up. And so, yeah, it would be nice because I could get a marketing plan in place, but I kind of do like the surprises. And I don't know if I could always keep the secret if I was told, like, don't share this yet. So I think maybe I would change that, but honestly, it's kind of fun. Are the trips free? So someone's asking if the trips, like the incentive trips that we can earn, if they are free. So our yearly conference, which this year is in Las Vegas at a casino, at a resort that's not even done yet. It's a brand new resort. We'll be one of the first groups to use it. We do pay. Last year was $175 for the early bird, and then you'd have to get yourself there. And so those are an investment. But for the incentive trips, like, we had a cruise last year, and then this year we have an all-inclusive resort in Cancun that we can earn. The actual lodging and the trip itself is paid for by Color Street, but we have to get our flights to get there. And any other, most of the food is included, but you know, some things, incidentals above that, we would have to pay for. There is a way to earn your flight, and there is a way to earn to have your spouse or someone else come with you. But if you just hit the base minimum of the amount of points, then you'd have to also cover airfare for yourself. So I hope that makes sense. Already talked about the website fee, $9.95 a month. Way to become a consultant without startup costs. At the moment, there's no way to like earn a kit. Sometimes companies will let you host a party and then use your hostess rewards to buy a kit. We don't have that option yet. Maybe, but probably not anytime soon. And so we do have people sometimes pre-sell the sets in their kit, and then use that money. They'll like let their friends invest in their business and they buy a set, or they pre-buy a set. So there's ways you can do that if you're serious about wanting to join and don't have the cash yet. I know you can be creative and make it work, but yeah, where did you find most of your customers? Okay, so it's called network marketing for a reason. We are marketing to our own personal network, and then we're trying to grow that network so that we're not building our businesses on the backs of our friends and family. That's not our goal, but we do start out with our friends and family. We start out by sharing the product with them, and then asking those who seem to like it to host parties for us, and then we expand from there. I will say it did not take very long for me to get to the point where I had more customers that I hadn't known before Color Street than customers that I did know before Color Street. So now that I've been in 2.5 years, there's very few people that buy from me on a regular basis that I knew before Color Street. Not that they don't buy, but just the ratio is predominantly people that I met since joining. So I found some people from vendor events, most of the people I've met have been from online connections, like having online parties, and then expanding from there. So let's see. Who figures out the tax info? Okay, so we are considered independent consultants, which means we will get a 1099 in January of the following year if we are paid $600 or more. Now, your any stylist incentives like free sets will be included in the taxes, okay? And then it is your responsibility to either know how to pay, file your taxes, or to have a professional help you. We as stylists can tell you things that we've heard and things we do ourselves, but that doesn't mean that we are the end all be all. You should be definitely consulting a professional. Okay. Okay, already answered that one. I love that Aubrey Jones said, my favorite thing about being a stylist was the friends. And it has been really amazing to see my own personal connections grow, not only with stylists, but with customers as well. And also with other business owners. I feel like I have a lot I can talk about with other people that are entrepreneurs and run their own businesses, and we have like that common ground. So that's really cool. What made me want to join? I joined for the discount. And then I fell in love with the business model. I fell in love with the industry, and the rest is history for me. I already answered that. Answered that. Can you first personally earn free strips? Yep, all the time. Sometimes they'll have like a 3-month like bonus qualify, sell 300 in a single month in January, February, March, and you'll get 5 sets of this or whatever. We get those all the time. When you go to conference or any of those kinds of things, you usually get free. We always get free product. I think we got like 20 free sets at conference last year. How hard or easy was it to build your customer base? I don't like using the words hard and easy. It takes follow-up and consistency, but it is extremely doable. A certain amount of inventory, no, covered that. Best part about being a stylist, I've loved the connections that it's brought me, and I've loved the fulfillment. I have 5 kids, and I don't get a lot of accolades, or, I mean, I do feel appreciated as a mom. I don't want to make it sound like I don't. But it's totally different when it's in the form of a paycheck or seeing yourself advance in rank, where your success is very easy to define. And that is really fulfilling. That's something that promotes more goal setting and more success in other areas of your life. And so that is how it's changed my life, and that's probably my favorite part. Is this your main job? My main job is being a full-time mom of 5 kids, and I should just say my full-time job is laundry, and this is my part-time job. But yeah, what did you have to do to earn the cruise? And I'll talk about Cancun because the cruise is last year's trip. It always involves a balance of sales and recruiting. So this year we had to recruit at least 4 stylists, and those 4 stylists had to bonus qualify or sell $300 of nail strips in a single month at least once between August and January, the end of January. We also had to sell at least $6,000 of product between August, like mid-August, and January, end of January. And if you add it up, that's 16 points, because we get a point for every stylist and a point for every $500 in sales. So that's 16 points. But we needed 26 points. So we had to get 10 more points in either more stylists or more sales. And so it is not an easy trip to earn. So if you hear that your stylist earned it, give them a huge congratulations, because it is not an easy thing to earn. We also had to be director, or we have to rank to director in and be a paid as director in January or December, one or the other. So it's a big deal. And there are a lot of people that get it, but there's a lot of people that don't. And so it's a big push. And I love that Color Street does those things, because every once in a while I get complacent with where I'm at. And then I'm like, okay, once I hit this goal, I'm just going to like breathe and take a little break. And then we get another incentive and I want to push for it. And so I appreciate that it keeps me from letting off the gas, because I like being successful. And if you're going to be successful, you have to be consistent. And so I like that they give me things to work for so that it keeps me consistent. How many parties do you host a month? There are people that do it different ways. My goal was always to get at least 6 a month. Now I run parties where I have one party and multiple hostesses, between 3 and 8 hostesses in one party. And so that's how I do it now. And I usually just have 1 per month. Sometimes I'll have 2 per month with multiple hostesses if there's enough interest. And so that's up to you. But I would say if you wanted to bonus qualify every month, which I would say you should just plan on, because if you don't, then you're probably not being consistent enough to have your business be viable. But if you wanted to bonus qualify every month and a qualifying party is $150 in sales, then you'd have to have at least 2 qualifying parties in order to hit your $300. And so I would say double that to be safe and have 4 parties a month and maybe 1 a week, and you should be good for at least your minimums. Of course, some parties do better and some parties don't qualify. So yeah, you just kind of have to take it as you go and see what you need to do to hit your goals. And if you have a higher goal, you want to hit 600, then you might have to have more parties. I'm so busy working a full-time job, running my own voice studio. Cool. Cookie business. Cool. And raising kids. Will I have time to be a stylist? I have a hard time when I hear people say I'm too busy. I am very busy, and there's a lot. I feel like everyone is really busy. Obviously, different people have different amounts of things going on. But if you want to make this work, I know you can find time to make it work. If you become passionate about it, it's going to be hard for you to even step away and do the other things you're supposed to do, like fold laundry. That's my problem. I have 6 or 7 loads of laundry waiting to be folded because I'd rather be working Color Street. So you will have time, but you will have to plan the time. You will have to be very consistent with the time. You will have to say, I'm working an hour a day no matter what, and that means I do it at this time or that time, or I get up early or I stay up late, or some people have to be more vigilant about planning the time if they want to make it work. What methods do you use to get new customers once you've gone through family, friends, and acquaintances? So you start with your friends and family, and then you have them introduce you to their friends and family, and then you have those people introduce you to their friends and family. And the way you do that is by following up with people and staying in their lives. One and done sales does not work in this business. You have to create a relationship and a bond with that customer, and then it can grow. This is going on really long, I'm sorry, but I love answering these kinds of questions. Abby, I know Laura B has helped me with some of these questions already, but a refresher on sales requirements to stay active. Okay, I already said that. So I think that's everything. And yeah, this is my favorite thing about the business, is talking about what I do behind the scenes, what I do as a stylist. And it has been everything to me. It has become my passion, and I love sales, and I love each holiday coming and strategizing on how to market and how to be smart about all of that and how to set goals and hit them. And I love earning free stuff. It's really fun to earn free product and free swag, and it's been really awesome. So, hey, hon, I'm live right now.
Well, I have to go get Kenny.
All right, so thanks so much. Have a good one.